Fight me. Ow. You realize you're in here with my one control set.
Hold on, better change that. Gotta go to old no name. I'm tempted to have...
Cause you like smash attack. Oh boy. Ow.
Now let's see, will I, can I play this like Brawl Meta Knight? Because I don't remember how to play Brawl Meta Knight.
Oh.
Well, I'm not flying under the stage, so I'm already playing this wrong.
Oh, Jesus. Ugh. Sorry guys, I just had like a nasty, like, deep palpitated cough. Good God.
Oh. I'm also like half awake, so if I do something really stupid, that's why.
We can probably stop in a minute. That way we can kind of...
Because Meta Knight was a character I played in Brawl, but I was terrible with him.
Might start the recording soon. That way I'm not staying up too late, so I can get editing done. God, this was a rambly commentary.
A small change... Well, thanks, jackass.
Now I'm thinking about...
Ha! Whew! Whew, that was a spicy meatball right there.
Now I'm thinking about... I watched a list of banned commercials. And this one commercial was banned where the Miller Beer Company, when they released their light beer, the slogan was sometimes lighter is better. But the advertisement for this was the bartender slid the Miller Lite past a bunch of black people, and a white woman picks it up, and then it has the slogan, sometimes lighter is better, giving the implication...
And this is...
But,
oh. And you see, people, this is, like... This is why you run your, like, ad through a few people before you send it to market.
the implication being that the beer is for white people,
Yes.
and that black people don't get the beer, and the slogan, sometimes lighter is better, didn't help the case. And then, apparently, people were like, Miller is just trying to start racist controversies, and then someone from the Miller Company, no! We just done fucked up and didn't realize. Sometimes lighter is better.
Oh, we're going real Brawl on this now.
Oh god, the banana gun!
What the...
Or you could miss.
Damn it, I was curving up! Oh, sorry, wicked cough there. Hey, at least we can show this now.
I was laughing too much, and you died, I was gonna say, dog, you missed. Because bananas. Remember when Dole basically had rights to Super Monkey Ball? And then they changed their branding, and then Dole tried to, like, sue Sega over copyright infringement because they thought they owned the video game.
Why do companies do things like that? Have I mentioned I don't like this level?
It's why Super Monkey Ball games don't get a lot of re-releases, and if they do, they're either under different branding or censored outright.
Then we have that one Vita game where one of the Monkey Ball... Hold on. He has, like, the best Final Smash ever. Then we have that one Super Monkey Ball game where it was like on the Vita and it had DLC courses where you roll over this like one Japanese pop star's boobs. I'm not making that up. You can go look that up.
Yeah, and there's that banned episode of the Kirby anime where the weeaboo tries making over-sexualized...
That's not, no, that... Okay, okay, let me just stop. You don't know how much I was hoping Dark Samus would have just died.
I do.
No, that one episode isn't banned. That did air in America, just 4 kids cut out the ending scene.
Where they over-sexualized the 12-year-old.
I think she's supposed to be 12.
Ah!
Fuck you, Shovel Knight.
Hey, I have infinitely more respect for Shovel Knight than I ever will for Undertale. We can at least admit to that.
Yes.
At least Shovel Knight's a goddamn video game.
Mm-hmm.
And not a pretentious navel-gazing sit on
Ha!
What?
It's Meta Knights, but they're It's Meta Knights, but they're
Oh,
colored...
no, I got it.
They're colored to be Dark Meta Knight and... Wait, hold on, it's 2 sides of the same coin, and all the characters you have been fighting before this point were, like, characters and basically their dark, like, counterparts and all that, and if it's Meta Knights themed after Dark Meta Knight and Galactonite, what are you implying, Sakurai?
If anyone doesn't know what Galagonite is, in the remake of Kirby Superstar, there's a Meta Knight embellishment mode where you play Meta Knight, and he does, like, things related to, like, all the other modes, and his wish, like, in the Nova story, he's the one who got the wish to fight the strongest thing in the universe, and it was that jerk.
I don't have time for this. No, I'm seriously sleep deprived right now. We should probably stop. Where's the character after this? Whoever the fuck that is.
That's what I was thinking, since you're obviously a little Luffy and the Poofy there.
What? I'm not...
You're Luffy and the Poofy. You're El Loco No Bueno.
I'm Loco Roco right now. Anyone remember that game?
Did we just evolve into tangents?
Yes! I tangent when I'm half awake. Oh, we live in boys, just like in Brawl.
It might surprise no one on the internet, but the release of Smash made the increase of porn of characters in this game increase tenfold.
I'm actually kind of amazed with myself that I'm living this long. Oh, thanks, game. Thanks for working that out.
Oh, Jesus. We'll probably stop this ramble train. I noticed! And this is consistent.
Did I? Oh, wait. He was the one flying, right? Did I kill him as he flew?
I think? I noticed this in a lot of our recordings, but I'm just pointing it out. A lot of times, we'll start a recording and we'll have, like, you know, nothing to ramble about, or we'll just kind of react to the game, or just make up shit, but by the end, we're cracking terrible puns, just making all the weird humor. Like in that one recording the other day, where we started cracking every pun. Also, you might randomly see a Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle blind run at some point.
It will be mostly blind. I've watched someone play like the first 3 worlds of that game.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't have time for this bollocks right now.
Turning British already?
Yes.
She was the Town Tart. Town Tart? That movie's British as hell. Which is funny because I learned that director, he's American. But his just stickler for weird ideological professionalism means...
What? Oh, yeah, pitch next. Actually, oh wait, we already did Pit.
Yeah.
Oh, so... Who's after that then? Is that Dedede? Oh, it's Dark Pit. Did we do Dark Pit? No, we didn't.
Creative Warriors, I guess we'll end here.
Gotta end on the edgy rival.
There's a couple of costumes I like. That one's cool. And I'll go with that. But that was kind of the, like, weird Fantastic Mr. Fox is very British because that lunatic of a director was like, that is our...
And Wes Anderson, like, I kind of feel his only good movies are his animated ones. Yeah, I said it, Internet.
I can hear the angry fanboys.
Though it takes him 10 fucking years to make one. So that means by 2020, that will be the, next time he makes an animated movie. Actually, no, it would be like 2030.
We just had one.
Yeah, so it would be like 2030, roughly.
Isle of Dogs is good.
Yes. Everyone find a way to watch it.
So a lot of people seem to, like, a lot of people preferred Fantastic...
Well, I can understand that because, like, I kind of feel a bunch of, like, choices and stuff in Isle of Dogs are flat-out pretentious. Like, the movie, and I feel this isn't really that big of a spoiler because I don't exactly... Oh, I thought you were gonna get gangbanged there. Because I'm not going to exactly say what character, or it doesn't, like, give any spoilers to any characters, but Isle of Dogs is basically kind of heavily, like, Japan-influenced movie and things, so because of that, a lot of characters...
Oh, come on. So dumb.
I love stupid shit like that.
I figured that was...
Anyway, what my point was Isle of Dogs, essentially. It's like a heavily Japanese-influenced movie. So because of that, a bunch of characters in the movie, they speak Japanese. That part I don't really have a problem with. They don't have subtitles or a translator. I feel that is just fucking pretentious right there.
A little bit. Oh, damn it.
Because, like, outside of being an, artsy-fartsy motherfucker, there's no reason you couldn't have at least given them subtitles. You don't want to have a character in-universe translate, fine. Just give subtitles for the audience. But the weird part about it is they have, like, at one point in the movie, they kind of acknowledge that because this one character is supposed to be from America, so they do actually have an interpreter to translate between English and Japanese, but she's in, like, the beginning of the movie, doesn't show up, and then only shows up kind of for a little bit at the end.
It was... I can't say it's a bad movie, though, but it... Because of that
and
man...
there are a few other points in the movie where I feel it gets a wee bit pretentious, and it's the director just going, look at how good my animation is. Like, the movie has two, like, no, granted, one of these is plot important, so there's a, no, granted, one of these is plot important, so there's at least that, but one of the, like, the movie flat out has, like, two-minute scenes each that is basically just essentially someone preparing sushi. The first one of these has absolutely no purpose at all. The second one actually does have a plot important purpose, so showing that second one I'm not inherently, like, I don't have a problem with, but why did you have the other one in there?
Dodgy bitch.
And there are a few points in... Wait, I just realized is Dark Pit's classic mode that he's fighting the edgy characters?
Wasn't exactly paying attention, but I think.
See, Cloud is an edgelord.
God damn it. Eh.
Ah! That super armor. You know, that's like the biggest problem with Isle of Dogs is there are a few points the movie does things
that super armor
I feel are kinda unnecessary.
A little bit.
And it just feels like the developer is basically showing how good he was at animating gore, like just that he knows random things about culture or whatever.
It's just, Wes Anderson is just kind of, and I will be the first to say it, pretentious.
He can get pretentious.
You know what I mean.
Because again, this is the man that basically shot a movie on 16mm film because he felt like it.
Oh, damn it.
Did he just do a jumping falcon punch?
Stage is terrible.
Yeah, like, it's Captain Falcon and his Blood Falcon color, so... Yeah, you're fighting basically the, like, edgy rivals and edgy characters.
Damn it. Oh, come on. That is a good win condition a lot of the time. That's what I was saying. Like, Wes Anderson can be pretentious.
It's like a film outside of its ending that kind of doesn't make any sense. I feel like Fantastic Mr. Fox, it doesn't really have any of like the same problems and things. Like nothing in that movie really inherently feels pretentious again. Outside of, and now granted because that's like a 10-year-old movie, I don't feel like
Fantastic Mr. Fox is pretentious, but not...
The closest it gets is this weird...
It's pretentious, but not pretentious in the...
This is a spoiler thing for that movie, but again, that's like a 10-year-old movie at this point. The closest it gets is all throughout the movie, it has this weird flip-flop of, like, can the animals actually talk, or is this, you know, just from their perspective, and, like, this is kind of how they see the world. It has this weird flip-flop between the two of, a lot of times, like, the animal characters will... again, when like they're mostly talking amongst themselves, so you think it's like, oh, this is just an interpretation of basically like them just talking at each other. But no, by the end of the movie, the human antagonists do actually have a conversation with the fox. They actually can just flat out stand up and walk on two legs and everything. And the movie's just kind of unclear about this.
But the main thing about Fantastic Mr. Fox, like, the idea and the reason he made that, he just wanted to do stop motion to prove...
We're gonna be here a while.
It took 4.
But,
like, it's a good movie, and it is... one of his technically least pretentious works, but Like,
Yeah.
its pretension
So,
is more... That
was-
man, he just wanted to do stop motion.
Yeah, so, and because of that, it does have a few more... Okay, I don't get this at all. Why is this there? You didn't fight a giant...
No, created warriors.
Oh.
It was edgy things created.
Oh. Oh, that's why Cloud was here. Yeah. But that's why Cloud was here. I forgot about that. God, the trophies are pretty good. Anyways, I had one other point about Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I think I won.
A small thing.
Yeah, to cut you off for a minute. Created warriors, that just clicked in my head. Ow. Ow. Probably stop here in a minute then. The idea was artificial things.
Yeah. That's why Cloud was there, Blood Falcon, I think he fought a Mewtwo, and I wasn't paying attention to the other ones.
Ah, that theme.
Because Dark Pit was actually made, basically Dark Pit was created from, Pandora's Mirror in Kid Icarus Uprising.
We're only doing this for a minute to grind up a couple of extra things since we're probably about to stop and I can pad out for a minute, but... The ultimate point, like...
What I was going to say about the Fantastic Mr. Fox, this is something even Isle of Dogs did. This isn't really pretentious. This is just one of those, once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Those movies are side-scrolling movies.
That's how I describe them.
Oftentimes, the camera will basically be exactly flat, and the characters will move like they're side-scrolling.
That's how I describe them. It's a side-scrolling movie. Because they did miniatures, so they would do a lot of wide shots, but it had a very 2D video game perspective to it. The same kind of framing. Like, sideways, and you're walking. Because video games, you know... Not unlike... It's funny because we're playing Smash and it's got a lot of Fantastic Mr. Fox and Isle of Dogs have a Smash type perspective. It's a good game to bring it up in because this is a 2D game.
It's shit like this.
What?
Like I said, it's shit like this. Saying that as we go into the side-scrolling section.
And the fact that Smash is just a side-scroller in general. It's a 2D fighter with side-scrolling type stuff. You know what I mean. But go watch Isle of Dogs, go watch Fantastic Mr. Fox. If you're like me and you skipped out on Fantastic Mr. Fox when you were younger because advertisements made it look awful, as an adult, you...
And plus, I think it came, that movie, Fantastic Mr. Fox is kind of a Thanksgiving movie, so I think it also just happened to come out around the time of... What movie did that come out around the time of? It was like a Disney movie or something.
But it also just didn't look interesting to me.
Yes. Another, animated movie that's surprisingly good that kind of bothers me no one really talks about anymore, Rango. That movie is fucking dark for a PG movie.
Rango was great, but I'm probably about to end this rambly set of recordings. Let's see. It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, do any of you guys remember how broken Meta Knight was in Brawl? A lot of people might not remember this, but he was so broken on a competitive level that he was pretty much banned from nearly every major tournament and event. Towards the end of the competitive life cycle of Brawl, I seem to remember Meta Knight was allowed at tournaments and events, But for years, Meta Knight was banned, which is funny because casually I never thought he was that good, but on a competitive level, he was pretty much unbeatable if you mastered his combos and movement options. But anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and leave some comments. If you want to keep up with our videos, hit the subscription button and ring the notification bell. And if you follow me on social media, that helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. See you all next time.